How's it going, everybody? Sage the Collector back with some cards ready to go to PSA. I said one of my new goals was to try and as soon as I get 20 cards ready to go to PSA, send them off so I can just get little PSA returns here and there instead of waiting until I have like 50 cards and next thing you know I'm spending $1,000 on PSA fees. So I'm going to just try and keep these to 20. So went through cards. Had my little stack of potential PSAs. A lot of them didn't quite make the cut, but I did find 20. Card number 1 is this Elephant Select Tyrese Maxey Courtside. Pulled this out of a box and it looked pretty good. We got a little bit white on this top edge, but depends on what angle you look at it. Like this angle, not so bad. This angle, but I think it should get a 9. This corner also a little soft. So I'm hoping for a 9 on that. That'd be a solid 9. This I just pulled out of my Flux first off the line box. This thing looks excellent. I'd be very upset if this doesn't get a 10. There was no surface issue that I could find. Corners, edges look immaculate. Centering, I mean, you can't really, I don't even know what the centering is on this thing, but based on where the lettering is in the corners, it looks perfect. So this should get a 10. So first one, 9, that should get a 10. Pulled this out of my T-Mall box, and oh boy, oh no. Got a little piece of something in there. I'm going to have to take that out and get that out of there. Come on, get out of there. All right, get back in there. Whew, save the day. All right, pulled this out of my T-Mall Optic box. LaMelo, 63 out of 99. Once again, corners, edges, surface, everything looks perfect. And unlike almost every single Lights Out card I see, because I'm going after the holo set, this thing is perfectly centered. I mean, it is dead centered, which is unheard of for these. Every Lights Out is always to the left. So I'm very excited. This should get a 10. I would be very upset if that doesn't get a 10. Pulled this out of a T-Mall Obsidian box. This is the Equinox LeBron James Red. Once again, this thing looked excellent. These cards are a little thicker. You got 50, 55 point. But, man, I don't know. This thing looked excellent. Like all the corners, all the edges, just spotless. So, again, I will be upset if this does not get a 10. Found another one. It was sitting in my stash. This thing has been worth, something for over a year now. I mean, it just keeps kind of coming back in popularity when they discover new people in the background. This is the Young Dolph card. I don't know, it's like G-Lock or something like that. I'm not super hip on rappers that didn't rap back in the early 90s, which is my era. So, it's a no-brainer. Even in a 9, it's worth submitting. So this one looked pretty good. I'm expecting a 9, but it has potential for a 10 because the corners are all good. So hoping for a 10 on that. Pulled this, I think, out of just a regular blaster. It's just the green King of Cards, but I've never pulled another green version of this. So this is fairly hard pull. I mean, I'm not going to say it's short print because there's probably a ton of illusions out there that hasn't been ripped. But as far as pop reports go, this has got to be super low. I've never seen these greens. So this is a excellent jersey match. Everything looked excellent. Hoping for a 10. I mean, is it a valuable card? Objectively, no. Subjectively, based on its scarcity, yeah. Plus, it's a jersey match. Tatum. It's pretty cool. All right. Pulled this out of a Collectible Card Club Father's Day pack, or what's it called? Yeah, Father's Day pack. Numbered Tyrese Rookie to 199. It looked excellent. This corner, tiny bit soft. But Tyrese Rookie, man, he is a stud. It was just no-brainer. So everything except for, so, I mean, guaranteed 9, hoping for a 10. I say guaranteed. I shouldn't use that word because I've had cards that I've guaranteed and it's always like 1 out of every 30 or 40 comes back like a weird 7 and you're like, I don't know. This one, definitely on the fence. This is just a base insert of Kobe from 2014 Donruss. So they're cool. They're like I don't know if I can get it in the card saver, but it's their old matte finish. So all these Court Kings They had ones for assists and for scoring, and they're just really cool cards. Got a little purple. It's cool. I'm this is not an expensive card, so this pretty much has to come back at 10. If it comes back at 9, I probably lost a few bucks, but you know me, I like to gamble. Sending cards to PSA, sometimes it's just fun to gamble. Gotta get that 10 to make money, you know. This one, absolutely no clue on. I've been sitting on it forever. I've never seen another one of these cards. These, by all of my anecdotal searching, all I can say is I can't find another version of this card ever selling. Like, it just, every time I look, there might have been one because this card is from 2017. I pulled this card out of the first or second hobby box that I opened of Prestige. It might have been the one I opened for the March Madness tournament, or this might have been my first box ever back when I got back into the hobby in 2018. So I think these, by all accounts, are super short print. Kyle Kuzma, rookie, prestigious picks. I cannot find any sales of this. I don't know if it's worth sending, but based on its scarcity, I'm going to send it in because it looks in excellent shape. This corner, tiny bit white, but the rest of it, looking good. I'm going to say, definitely a 9, hoping for a 10. Okay, this one's a little weird. I just happened to have this in the PC old stash. It's an old SNL card. If anyone is old and watched SNL like me, you're going to know this skit. Classic skit with Patrick Swayze and Chris Farley both trying out for these Chippendale dancers. So if you're young and you don't know what this is, go to YouTube and search for Chris Farley Chippendales. Classic skit. This thing actually in a PSA 10 is worth sending, or at least it was back when I put this in my PSA stash probably a year ago. It's been sitting in there for a while. This one, it looks pretty good. Hoping for a 9. I assume a 9. It's a little off center in the back, but I don't know if that matters. It could get a 10. Hoping for a 9, though. That's just a goofy one. This one is kind of a gamble on the future. Been sitting on this one, and it's Jonathan Isaac rookie, 199. He is constantly hurt. I feel so bad. This dude's career has been derailed by massive injuries. He's played very few games in the NBA, but he's healthy. And if he can play a full year or two, he is going to be a defensive stud. If he can get some sort of offensive game, like, this dude's got the skills. So sending this off, if he has a good year this year, that could be worth, a 9, is it worth it? Maybe. Still hoping for a 10, and this card looks excellent. Got to have some Jordans, right? This one looks excellent. Centering, almost perfect. A little tiny right heavy. But corners, good. Don't remember if I pulled this or if I bought it at a show. I can't remember. It's got one of these old yellow rings that old cards in the junk wax era had. Not junk wax. These even existed back in the 70s. I don't know what those are. They're just tiny little circles that appeared on cards. I'm hoping for a 9. Well, I'm expecting a 9, hoping for a 10. Same with this. Centering, excellent. Top to bottom, excellent. Little teeny right heavy, but corners, edges, surface, excellent. It's got this little teeny mark there, but so expecting a 10. Hoping, got an outside shot at a 10. Hoping for 9. Expecting a 9, I should say. Got a Shaq rookie. This thing is perfectly centered. It's weird, like, top to bottom on these hoops cards, because you have this thick border and you think it's thick, but then you got this weird logo. And then if you look at it here, it's perfectly centered. So I think it's perfectly centered. Corners, edges, looking excellent. I'm sure, as with all these 90s cards, I expect a 9. Always pleasantly surprised when it gets a 10, though. Here's one that was just in my stash. Forgot that I was collecting cards before Luka Mania, and I just happened to find some old 2017, 2018 stuff. This was in there. Not sure why I've never sent this before, but it looks pretty good. It's like, it's solid. It's Chronicles, so it's not the greatest, but it's Luka. So it's got to be a 9, hoping for a 10. It's Luka. It's no-brainer. I'm sending that in for sure. And then I have submitted some Shai stuff in the past, and I think I've sold it all. I think I got back a couple 10s. And his stuff really wasn't worth much, but OKC is starting to come on. And this dude is going to, I think, probably be an all-star every year unless he gets injured. So his stock definitely going up. I had a couple extra ones that I still had not submitted. This one looks fantastic. Definitely a 9. Hoping for a 10. I don't see anything major wrong with it. Got another Shai. This one's just class of 2018. Just the base, but perfectly centered. Corners, edges, everything. It's Shai. I mean, you can see it's like minuscule white. Minuscule. So, again, you see these things, and I'm like, all right, maybe a 9. But that's got to be like, it's got to be a 9, but I still think it has a shot at a 10. So I'm sending that in. And I've got another Shai. This one is out of status, and it is the orange parallel. I can never keep all this stuff straight. There were formats where you got orange, teal. There were formats where you only got red. Some are at Walmart, some are at Target, some are hangers. It's impossible to keep track of. At least my brain can't handle it. This one's the orange. Don't know which box it came out of, but this thing looks fantastic. Like, corners, perfect. Everything looks excellent. Really expecting a 10 on that. And guess what? Another Shai. I'm really hoping for a big year from Shai. So this one, again, it's the Dazzle threads. Just next wave parallel, nothing too fancy, not numbered. But again, everything, I mean, if you were going to have any sort of rough edge, you'd see it there. Everything looks good. Expecting a 9, really hoping for a 10. And then this one, the final card, Jason Williams. We got the Hollow Hoops Slam. I just love this. With the toothpick, looking all cool. This one, I'm expecting a 9, because it's like the corners with these hollow foils, like this edge, top edge, kind of looks like it's pulled up a little. But I don't know, maybe that's just normal. But the top edge is still, it's just rough. So I'm expecting a 9 out of this. But still, a 9 is kind of worth still sending this in. And you never know, sometimes you get the surprise 10. So there you go. Let me know down below which cards you're excited about. If you're not, I mean, maybe you're not excited about any. Let's put it this way. If you had these, which cards would you send in? What would you be most excited to get back in a 10? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you didn't see my last PSA reveal, definitely click here.